Do you want to know what the 4 stocks that Warren Buffett just said are the best to own in inflationary times? Well, he just said it. Here we are. It is pretty much the first week of the second half of 2022 here in July. And here we are, Warren Buffett here, pretty much the first trading day of the second half of 2022. Warren Buffett has suggested 4 stocks that are the best to own in inflationary times. What I will say is it may come as no surprise to you if you know much about Warren Buffett. These 4 stocks do all have dividends. And they basically are, not only do they have dividends, obviously not only is he supportive of them, but they are very large holdings for Berkshire Hathaway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take you into it right now. I'm going to take you into the actual page in the article where Warren Buffett lists the 4 holdings, the 4 companies that are the best to hold in inflationary times. Okay? All right, here we go. How you doing, everybody? My name is John. I do videos on investing. I also am starting to do more content on basically Airbnb short and medium term vacation rentals. I've actually done 700 plus short and medium term vacation rentals all over Southern California over many years. I'm coming up with more content and even services and products in that realm. I also do some videos here on investing as well as credit. But what we're going to do is we're going to take into the video right now and talk about these 4 stocks of Warren Buffett. Here we go. Here we are. Warren Buffett says these are the best stocks to own when inflation spikes. With consumer prices still raging, it's time to follow his lead. And as I said, everybody, it's no mystery that these are, basically these holdings are with a dividend, right? Here we go. So the first one is actually American Express. American Express makes most of its money through discount fees. Merchants are charged percentage. American card transaction, price of goods. Business is booming in Q1. Company's revenue jumped 29% year over year to $11.7 billion. That's actually pretty great. 30% jump in year over year quarter revenue, and the first half of 2022 has been pretty miserable for a lot of certainly a lot of growth stocks, right? American Express is the 5th largest holding at Berkshire Hathaway, owning 151.6 million shares of AXP. Berkshire stake is worth $21 billion. American Express currently has a dividend yield of 1.5%. The next one is no mystery. It is Coca-Cola. Basically, I'm not going to go too much into Coca-Cola because it's been public for 100 years, and it's kind of very well documented that Warren Buffett is just a huge fan of Coca-Cola. We all know what Coca-Cola is. Basically, the Berkshire owns 400 million shares of the company, and their stake is worth $25.1 billion. You can lock in a dividend yield of 2.8%. On Coca-Cola shares at their current prices. The next one is Apple. Apple is actually the largest holding of Berkshire Hathaway, and this is the one that they recommend, right? Earlier last year, management revealed that the company's active installed base of hardware has surpassed 1.65 million devices, including 1 billion iPhones. Apple is Buffett's largest publicly traded holding, representing nearly 40% of Berkshire's portfolio by market value. Of course, the sheer increase in Apple's stock price is one of the reasons for that concentration. Over the past 5 years, shares of the tech gorilla have surged more than 270%. Apple currently offers a dividend yield of 0.7%. And then the last one is Chevron. Really no surprise there. One thing about Chevron is their very large dividend yield. I'm going to go to the bottom, as you can see here. 3.9% dividend that they have. Basically, oil, the most heavily traded commodity globally, has soared 39% year to date, and the supply stock caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine could keep that trend going. Strong oil prices benefit oil producers. Chevron's latest quarterly earnings were more than quadrupled year over year. The stock is up more than 20% in 2022. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the We're going to go into my spreadsheet. What I've done is I've actually highlighted some numbers for you for Apple, also for Chevron. I don't have highlighted numbers for you for Coca-Cola, because I think it's, it's kind of, we all know it's, if you like Coca-Cola, you like Warren Buffett, just go ahead and buy it. It's been public for more than 100 years, right? And then I do have the actual stock, some of the stock basic information of American Express up for you. So real quick, let's take a look into the handy dandy spreadsheet of Apple and Chevron. If we take a look right here, we got Apple. I've kind of highlighted Apple quite a bit in some previous videos. What I take a look here is I look at their stock price, their current market cap, what their most recently reported trailing 12 months revenue are, what that revenue is in terms of year over year, like what that revenue increases year over year, what the gross profits are, what the gross profit percentage is, and then my favorite number, which is the actual number, which is really just a ratio of the gross profits divided into the market cap, so that I can kind of stack up the opportunities and see how they are against each other, right? So basically, we have Apple with just an incredibly impressive 40% still, as big as they are, the biggest company in the world in terms of market cap, a 40%, 40.62% year-over-year revenue growth. Now, again, that is basically most recently reported trailing 12 months, and then compared to year-end 2020, so it might be a little bit skewed, but nonetheless it still is the numbers that I have to work with. And then a very healthy 43.32% gross profit margin, and then the most recently reported 12-month revenues of $386 billion, almost $400 billion, on their way to maybe becoming a $1 trillion revenue company. So that's Apple. Obviously, I wouldn't want to get a bet against Warren in anything, and then the fact that Apple is their largest holding says a lot, right? Now here is Chevron. Chevron has come up quite a bit. Let's see if we have them open right here. Here's actually Chevron, what their stock price is doing right now. The 52-week range is 92.86 to 182. Right now they're at 140, so they're not really certainly in between the 52-week high, but not at the actual peak. So not a bad time or opportunity to consider them if you like Chevron. But you take a look at their market cap. Obviously the year-over-year, their most recently reported 12 months revenues of $176 billion compared to 12 months prior, which is the end of 2020 at 94. So that's an 87% year-over-year revenue growth rate. I know the Yahoo Finance did talk about that it's quadrupled, but they're probably talking about Q1 2022 compared to Q1 2021. I guess reasonable gross profit margin at 31.16. And a pretty low multiple relative to other growth stocks. So that's Chevron for you. And then if you take a look, I also have American Express right here. Their 52-week range, 134 to 199, and they're at 138. So American Express is actually trading pretty much right there at their 52-week low. So, if that sounds good to you, it might be a good opportunity. So there you go, everybody. Those are the 4 stocks that Warren Buffett is saying is the best to consider in inflationary times. And as you can see, they are all holdings of Warren Buffett's. I went through every single one of them. And as you can see, Apple is the #1 holding of Berkshire Hathaway, and it represents 40% of their holdings. So definitely a good one to consider. It is astonishing to me that another video I did is about Michael Burry and how Michael Burry's largest position is actually a put on Apple. Doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. So there you go. That's Warren Buffett, everybody. If you guys like this, if you like hearing about investment ideas, I come out with investment ideas and also doing more content on Airbnb Lux and how to really get out there with short and medium term rentals. And even, if you want to build a large business of even rental arbitrage, consider subscribing to the channel and going ahead and hitting the like button to this video if you like it, because again, I am coming out with these investment ideas and also going to be doing a lot more content and even potentially services and products for that short and medium term vacation rental space. Everybody, again, my name is John. I've got a background in investing. My first job out of college was Merrill Lynch. I also did some investment banking and worked for Sun America in Los Angeles for 3 years. I've also invested in stocks since 1989. Was certainly participating, was part of the whole .com, boom and bust, and then also was certainly present during the 2008 financial crisis. Everybody, thank you very much for your time and have a great week.